I know what people will say. They'll say, look, it's not possible. We won't have a chance of shifting the great memorial edifice of the European Commission. And I really don't believe that is true. The notional purpose of the backstop is to prevent a hard border in Northern Ireland, and no one in Dublin or London or Brussels wants a hard border, intends a hard border, or thinks a hard border is remotely necessary. So we must have the courage to ask, and we must mean it this time. All this vacuous talk of extending Article 50 is dishonest, but of course it's also weakening our negotiating position once again. To extend Article 50 now would do nothing but erode trust in politics. And if we get it right now, and we have some courage, we can forestall all the years of wrangling and uncertainty that I'm afraid will be the legacy of agreeing this deal. And we can stop going on miserably about the whole process of Brexit, which I think people have had enough of, and start talking about what Brexit can do for the people of this country and bring this country together. I'm a believer in the benefits of migration, by the way. I think it enriches our country, it brings talent, and it's a tribute to Britain that people want to come here. But I think there's got to be a balance. And if an influx of labour is being used not only to prevent an investment in capital equipment, but also in skills and in the prospects of young people, then we need to think carefully about how we control immigration. You look at who voted what where. It's clear that people felt the gap in their prospects and their attainments between London and the region. And they wanted something done about it. They wanted attention to be paid. And one thing you can do to help is to devolve fiscal power to cities, big cities, and the regions. And that should be our campaign. Take those local taxes, bundle them together, and give them to mayors and politicians to spend on their local priorities, so that they then have themselves an incentive to go for policies that deliver growth and opportunities. Tax has gone up quite high enough. No increases in taxes, and no one, rich or poor, to pay more than 50% of their income in tax. That's not because we want to create a tax haven for the rich, but because we want to stimulate the income we need to pay for this national programme of cohesion. I'm not a nationalist, if by that you mean I'm a xenophobe or someone who deprecates other countries and cultures. Absolutely not, far from it. I'm called Boris, apart from anything else. But I do believe that the idea of belonging to a nation or a group can be immensely powerful and positive. To maximise the opportunities ahead of us, we need that autonomy and we need that freedom. And to achieve that creative autonomy, we must follow the logic of what Parliament has voted for. I confidently prophesy, unlike many of the gloomy predictions that you are hearing at the moment, I tell you that the people of this country will prosper and they will manage that change. There will still be Mars bars made in this country. In fact, there will be no shortage of Mars bars. We will still have potable drinking water in Britain. Let us fire up the engines, stop dithering, emulate the spirit of JCB, and remove from our path the backstop that is the last Brussels-built blockage.
Mr. Johnson, haven't you been all over the place on immigration in the last 5 years? 2013, you described yourself as the most pro-immigration politician in Britain.
I think I said roughly the same just now. But anyway,
in 2016, the referendum, you and your chum Dominic Cummings in the Vote Leave campaign suggested 80 million Turks would come to this country if we stayed in the EU, which was absurd then and is absurd now. Doesn't all of this show you'll say anything just to win an election, in this case, the Conservative leadership?
Well, I didn't say anything about Turkey in the referendum. I didn't say anything about. I didn't. Well, you know, I didn't say anything about Turkey, and I think anybody who's followed my utterances over the last 20 years will know that I'm always been in the camp of those who defends and supports. Depends, and since I made no remarks, I can't disown them.
The Vote Leave campaigned it.
I didn't make any remarks about Turkey. Immigration can be a wonderful thing for our country, but as I said time and time again, it's got to be controlled.
Isn't it a bit rich suggesting that Theresa May hasn't even tried to negotiate with Brussels when you abandoned the field of play, when you resigned as...
Well, but, Libby, okay, I mean, fair question. I think I tried to answer it in my speech. Actually, this is the moment, and I don't think we've gone in with sufficient drive and JCB-style gumption to get this.
You haven't even tried.
Oh, come on! I tried for about a year. I mean, I absolutely. Anyway, this is all internal political question. I did try very, very hard. Beth.
Mr. Johnson, we're in a moment of national crisis, and here you are in front of a digger making a naked leadership pitch. Theresa May has won a confidence vote. Why don't you just get behind her and stop undermining her? Well,
actually, what I'm offering is that you're quite right that the Prime Minister has won the confidence vote, and that's terrific. And I voted for her, of course. But
in the
she's but she has not succeeded, emphatically not succeeded, in getting her deal through Parliament. And as I said just now, it's gone down by a majority of 230. That's unprecedented. It cannot come back. It is an ex-deal. What is needed now, and that's what I'm trying to do, is humbly and sincerely offer a way forward. We need to get through this, and we can only do it if we have conviction and determination, and we follow the logic of what Brexit was all about. And it's actually a massive opportunity. She needs to go back to Brussels and remove the backstop, or the most pernicious elements of the backstop, the way it locks us in, from the deal. And if she can do that, and if she really means it this time, then we can make progress.
Would you back Theresa May as Tory leader if she does decide to call a snap election to break the impasse over Brexit? Would you support her?
I think that most people in this country feel that they've had quite enough elections, and I certainly do. What they voted for was to leave the European Union and to take advantage of the opportunities of Brexit. That's what we should all be getting on and supporting.
So you wouldn't support her? Just to be clear, because she said she wouldn't contest another election.
Say again?
Theresa May promised the 22 committee she wouldn't contest another general election as Tory leader, but if she decides to call a snap election, then that would be difficult. Do you think she should stand down?
I think it's highly unlikely that will be the outcome. I think it would be I think a snap election is not the right way through. Why call a snap election when you can just go back to Brussels and make the point that this deal is unacceptable and we want a better one? And it's so overwhelmingly in their interests to do better, and they can.